folks, today we're going to work on a Miller New Juno. And we're going to pretend like we're going to put a new wick in this because we've been getting a lot of questions about getting it back together in such a way that it will operate again. These are a little bit finicky because of the mechanism that they have. As you can see, this wick is still good, but we're going to go ahead and pop it out. And the way you do that is you just scroll all the way to the top. You can feel 3 little bumps in there. You push those guys in, and that should pretty well release your wick. You might have to wiggle it out a little bit to get it out of there. Make sure all your teeth aren't punctured through. And as you can see, we've got little sets of teeth here. I'll try to get in a little closer. Those little teeth are on springs, and there's an indent at the top of that inner wick tube. Oop, stay. Allows those to go in, and that's how that holds that in there. You can see as we go down it pushes out, and that snags that wick. So to get your new wick in there, you want to make sure it's all the way to the top, and this might take a couple of tries because you've got to make sure that you're not too high or too low. All the way at the top. Go ahead and dump your tails, and this one's a little stiff because it's been in there for a while. Dump your tails down into your tank and make sure that your split is in line with your wick mechanism. So that's going to let you go all the way down onto that wick mechanism. And we want about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of wick above. Zoom out a little bit here. We want about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of wick above. We can feel that inner wick tube. It's about 2 inches up. And the reason we want to make sure we don't have too much wick above or too much wick below, so we want to be able to make sure that wick goes all the way below that tube. That way you can turn it off. Now, one of the tricks with these is when you first put them in, they don't want to go up and down. They tend to get stuck right about there, and if you see right here, you'll see that little bump push out. That is actually those claws engaging in that wick. So you'll want to sort of help that wick down and let those claws engage and help that wick all the way down to the bottom. And that should wiggle that around a little bit in there. And that should help that be a little easier up and down. Now, one of the things I probably should have mentioned is it's very important to make sure that you have, come on now, good clean surfaces on the inner and outer wick tube, or your wick will not want to operate well. It won't want to go up and down. So we'll go ahead and screw that guy back in there. And as you can see, we've got pretty free movement for about 1/2 inch, and then those little stobs in there actually get stuck on the outer wick tube, and it won't allow you to raise it anymore, which is fine. We've got enough in there for a few good solid burns. We can bring it down, we can take it all the way down. One of the things you don't want to do is with your wick gallery, your flame gallery off, your outer wick tube off, start up here and jam that on there. Because now what you've done is you've put that outer wick tube on with those little claws extended, and it's nearly impossible to move. Can't go up, can't go down. So you want to make sure that when you put this on here, your wick is in, and your wick is, your little bumps, your little claw feet have extended out there, and your wick is down. You want those little hands to be below the bottom of the flame gallery and the outer wick tube, or it will not work. And again, it goes up about that far. You feel a little resistance, that's where those claws are mating. That's pretty good. This one could have I probably could have put that wick up a little higher. See if I can get it. But it goes down all the way in there, which is good. You want to make sure when you put a new wick in that your wick will go maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch below your inner and outer wick tubes. This will allow you to properly snuff the lamp. So there you go. Sorry for the bad audio. Hopefully the background noise isn't too bad. We're working on some new microphones. So there you go. Miller New Juno. There are some tricks with getting the wicks in and out. If you have any more questions, please feel free to find us on the website, wickshop.com, send us an email, or post your question here in the video. Thanks, and have a great day.